Greetings from Team Keep Learning. In this video, we will see basic definition and understanding of probability. We will develop an understanding about what probability is, and we will just see some basic definitions we use while study probability. So let's start. So what is probability theory? Probability theory is about the existing past or present data. It is about the existing past and present data. And using that past and present data, by using probability and statistics, we can predict how likely each outcome is and make the right decision in our respective field. So basically, probability theory is used for decision making. Probability theory is used for decision making. Okay. uh, Once again, you have to be very clear on this. You have some past data, or you have generated some data, some present data. So using this past and present data and applying the theory of probability and statistics, you can very well predict how likely the outcome of an event, what is the probability of occurring or happening something. So what does probability means? What does probability means? So essentially, probability is the chance of something happening. As the name indicates, from an English perspective, probability is the chance of something happening. And if you go for an academic definition, probability is likelihood of an event occurring. Probability is likelihood of an event occurring. Then the question arises, what event is? Event is a specific outcome or a combination of several outcomes. Okay, there is some specific outcome or a combination of several outcomes, that is known as event. And likelihood of an event occurring is the probability. That you have to understand. Event is a specific outcome or combination of several outcomes, and likelihood of an event occurring is the probability. So this is about the understanding of probability. Now we will see one example. Suppose there is one coin. And you are flipping a coin. This is the most common example you will find in almost all statistics books when reading probability. So you are flipping a coin. So there are two options. There are two outcomes only: heads or tails. Heads or tails. So head and tail both are events. Head and tail both are events. Head is also event, tail is also event. We are more interested in knowing what is the likelihood of an event. That is why we read probability. So head and tail both are events. Now, so what exactly we do when we read probability theory? First, we have to understand that an event may likely or unlikely to happen. Sometimes head may come, sometimes it may not come. Sometimes tails may come, sometimes tail may not come. So it is likely or unlikely. But which event is relatively more likely to happen? We are interested in that. Which event is more likely to happen? That is why we read probability. Which event is relatively more likely to happen? We are interested in that. And to quantify this probabilities, we usually express it in numerical, in numbers, in numerical numbers. So suppose if there is a value of 0, that means there is absolute certainty of the event not occurring. It will not at all happen. It will not at all happen. That is what probability theory saying, if it is a 0 probability. And if it is 1, that means absolute certainty of the event occurring. If it is 1, that means there is a absolute certainty of the event occurring. So a probability will be varying from 0 to 1. That means 0% to 100%. Anything can be more, anything cannot go beyond 100%. That means if something is about to happen, I am 100% sure. So 100 only. I cannot say 101% or 200% like that. So that's why the probability varies from 0 to 1. So in probability, what we do is that we quantify how likely each event is on its own. That means on its own means looking to its inherent process, looking to its own characteristic of that particular process, how likely it is to occur. So if we start from 0, we go up to 1. If it is 1, it has higher likelihood. If it is somewhere in between, It has partial likelihood, that is 50%, or sometimes 0.66 or 0.2. So when dealing with probability, we denote it either in percentage or numbers or fractions or or decimals. Okay, so here 0.2 means also 20%, 1.5 is also 20%, 20% is 20%. So this is how we denote it. Now we will see the mathematical definition of probability. Suppose A is a event. Suppose A is a event. So how I will write the probability of happening that event? P of P bracket A, capital P bracket A, probability. So A is a event and P of A is the probability of occurring event A. So how I will write it? P bracket A equal to preferred upon all. That means all the favorable outcome upon sample space. All the favorable outcome upon sample space. This is how we will read. This is how we will calculate probability. P of A equal to preferred upon all. Preferred means our favorable outcome, what we want, and all means total number of outcome which can come from that. So let's recall the example of a flipping coin. There may be head or tail, but suppose I want head. I want head, so I'll put here 1 and total number of outcomes will be 2, head and tail both. So my probability will be 1.2, 1 by 2, that is 50%. So here you can see, suppose A heads is the only preferred outcome. So P of A equal to 1 by 2 equal to 0.5. This is the example of a coin. And suppose if there is a six-sided dice, suppose if there is a six-sided dice and I want 4, I want to know the probability of occurring 4. So the total number of outcomes will be 6 in that, because it is a six-sided dice. Total possible outcomes are 6 and our preferred outcome, that is 4, is only on one side, only on one side. So my probability will be P of A equal to 1 by 6, that is 16.7%, or I would say 0.167. Now suppose I want to know the probability of occurring a number which is divisible by 3 on the same dice. It is a six-sided dice and I want to know the probability of a number which is divisible by 3. So there are two numbers only which can be divisible by 3 on a dice. Either it will be 6 or either it will be 3. So there are two favorable outcomes. There are two favorable outcomes. And again total number of possible outcomes will be 6 only. So P of A, probability of A, that is number divisible by 3 equal to 2 by 6. 2 by 6. It is similar to 0.33. 0.33. So 33% is the probability. If I am rolling a dice once, there is a 33% probability that a number may come which is divisible by 3. So I hope the basic definition, the understanding and the various ways in which we looked at probability is clear to you. If you have any feedback, any doubt, or if you have any suggestion, kindly direct it on the given mail, or you can comment it in the comment box below and I shall reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you.